Honorable Cecilia Bebelus Diasi, City Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer present. Roll call on the City Councilors. Honorable Gilgy Rosales present. Honorable Lucilito S. Edel Rosario present. Honorable Gregorio Arabunal present. Honorable Mila S. Drakid Arroyo present. Honorable Elmer S. Baldimoro present. Honorable Vidal P. Castillo present. Honorable Salvador M. Del Castillo present. Honorable Jose Serranyola present. Honorable Jose B. Perez present. Honorable Jesse R. Aldis present. Honorable Antonio B. Beltran present. Honorable Mary Kylie Francine Vitipolka present. Madam Chair, there is a quorum.
For the City Youth officials,
Honorable Cristobal S. Cambe, City Youth Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer, absent. Roll call for the City Youth Councilors. Honorable Dane Francian Luis D. Faurilio, present. Honorable Averly Gerald A. Escoto, present. Honorable Earl Christian M. Ando, present. Honorable Mariano Nino T. Oliva, present. Honorable Maranel May M. Chica, present. Honorable Nica Denise B. Berlon, present. Honorable Sofia D. Broso, present. Honorable Kay Pauline B. Servidad, present. Honorable Ezra M. Bailon, present. Honorable Marie Angela B. Averilla, present. Honorable Joaquin Marks B. Garcia, present. Honorable Brian Kenneth A. Alferez, present. Mr. Presiding Officer, there's a quorum.
the acting presiding officer, City Youth. Next item.
Prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Lord, as we deliberate in today's session, give us the wisdom to overcome passion. Give us that understanding heart to do away with prejudice. Give us the foresight to know what the future may devise. Give us the courage and strength to seek the truth and what is good. Give us the facility of language that we may be understood. And finally, our Lord, make us worthy public servants of this city, we deeply love and highly honor. Naga City, the heart of Bicol. Amen. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Pambansang awit.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, luyan ka ng magiting sa manlulupi. Di ka pa sisiil sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo'y bugaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglaya minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagong ay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw ng kailan may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya ng may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good morning. Next item.
Privilege time.
Anybody who'd like to avail of the privilege time? Honorable Kylie Trifulca, you are recognized. I'd like to acknowledge the Honorable Dane Francian Faurilio as the acting City Youth Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With the COVID-19 pandemic still at hand this year, the sports tourism of Naga steadily continues to decline and will still face a challenging future ahead. Sports tourism refers to the act of traveling away from one's primary residence to another locality with the intention of participating in a sports activity, either for recreation or competition, travel to observe sports tournaments and leagues, or travel to witness certain sports attractions. Wade and Bull provided a conceptualization of the sports tourism tourism phenomenon as a social, economic, and cultural phenomenon arising from the unique interaction of activity, people, and place. Naga City has been home to not just regionally, nationally, but internationally and highly competitive athletes. The city has been investing in training and concentration of athletes and officiating personalities, acquiring various sports equipment, building sports facilities such as the Metro Naga Sports Complex and the Jesse M. Robredo Coliseum, and hosting regional and national sports competitions. That's why it is just but high time for the city to capitalize on sports tourism. We must pursue sports tourism not just because of the leverage and social and economic benefit it brings, but because we want to instill in the minds of the youth the importance of physical health and mental wellness. The city should then be challenged to develop and improve further our sports program as a whole. I am then proposing an ordinance creating the Naga City Sports Development Council, providing for its composition and for other purposes, together with CYO councilors Alferez and Oliva, believing and understanding that a local sports development council is an effective mechanism for the city's sports development and whose mandate is to espouse a sport for all initiative by promoting, developing, and coordinating opportunities for sports. I can't wait to see a blockbuster sports years to come for the city. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Kylie Trifulca. Anybody else who'd like to avail of the privileged time? Honorable Del Rosario.
Marinaga po sa kabos, Marinaga, Madam Chair, to the rest of my esteemed colleagues, the 13th Sangguniang Panlungsod, to the CYO, Mr. Paurillo, our acting CYO Vice Mayor. Madam Chair, I'd like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the enactment of some important legislations authored by this representation. First, the Ordinance 2021-058 on mental health, Ordinance 2021-033, the TANOD Code. Number 3, Amendment to the Bike Ordinance. Number 4, Ordinance 2021-038, regulating the volunteers in Naga City. And number 5, 2021-032, the Ordinance on the rainwater collection. These were not all possible if not for the full support as well as the new perspectives and insights shared by my counterpart, Aberly Jerel A. Scotto. We also supported the declaration of the month of June as Pride Month for the LGBTQ, as well as the declaration of June as the Nagueño Youth Month. Today, Madam Chair, we are set to approve on third and final reading the ordinance providing penalties to utilities and telecommunication companies. Despite repeated demands, these companies failed to remove their lines or clear our major roads after the widening projects of the Department of Public Works and Highways. Madam Chair, also, this representation is calling for the hiring of additional doctors, together with the City Councilor Sani Ranyola, the Committee Chair on Committee on Health, for various reasons. Si mga nakaaging kalamidad, si mga na-displaced na mga workers, ang sa toyang malnutrition sa Naga City, and most importantly, the strategy to decentralize the vaccination process. We need medical experts for this. Kaya kaipuhan na mag-hire kita ng additional na kadagdagan naman power because aram tang paragalnaan mga kaibanan ta sa City Health Office and Naga City Hospital. And some good news for pet lovers. Also today, Madam Chair, together with Youth Councilor Scotto, we are submitting an ordinance calling for the establishment of a pet park and a pet cemetery. Lastly, I congratulate the city youth officials headed by Mayor Berlenit Nemia Montes, CYO Vice Mayor Christopher Cambe, na nasa quarantine sa Ngunyan, and the rest of the CYO for your active participation. and full support to the 13th Sangguniang Panlungsod as well as to the endeavors of the local government of Naga. Salamat na marami sa inyo.
Thank you, Honorable Del Rosario. Anybody else who'd like to avail of the privileged time? None. For the city youth officials.
Anybody from the City Youth Sangguniang Panlungsod who would like to avail of the privileged time? Honorable Oliva.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, Honorable Cecilia Veluz de Asis, and to our Mr. Presiding Officer, Acting Vice Mayor, Honorable Dane Francian Luis D. Faurillo, to the honorable members of this office chamber, especially my counterpart, Honorable Miles Rakid Arroyo, to my fellow City Youth officials, City Youth councilors, the Secretariat, the technical team, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today, we will be having our last joint session with the regular members of the Sanggunian as we conclude our internship program in the CYO. As we end our internship, let us not forget all the learnings that we had in this short stint. I am sure many of us have a lot to be thankful for, and I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincerest gratitude to everyone who helped me throughout this program. First, of course, is my counterpart, Ma'am Miles, for her unwavering and unending support to all my endeavors, from consultations to sponsorship of my authored resolutions and ordinances. At first, I felt very challenged that I was assigned to a city councilor with a reputation of being intimidating and the Iron Lady of Naga. But now, I am very thankful that Ma'am Miles became my counterpart. Naging inspirasyon ko ang kanyang matatag na paninindigan para sa makatarungan at makatwiran. I even tried to mirror her fierceness in our sessions. I would always say that as long as you are in the right, you should fight for it. And for that, I am very thankful for you, Honorable Miles. I would also like to thank all the other people who have supported me from the beginning. To the UP faction, Honorable Bailon and Honorable Escoto, shout out sa inyo mga lods. To my second counterparts, Honorable Oying Rosales and Honorable Lito Del Rosario, salamat po sa inyo sa pag-sponsor ng mga ordinances ko. To my favorite SK Federation President of this year, Honorable Tripulca, thank you, Madam. To Honorable Valdemoro for supporting my resolutions, thank you po, sir. To my CYO Constance, Honorable Faurillo and Honorable Alferez, kasama na yung UP faction, si Madam Kylie. I can thank you enough for always being there. Mahal na mahal ko kayo. And to the rest of the Sanggunian, who welcomed me in this office chamber and gave us the same regards with the regular members, and even to the Secretariat po. Maraming salamat po. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we may be ending our term of office, but we won't stop with our passion to serve this city and its people. I have authored, together with my fellow city youth councilors, an ordinance establishing the Naga City Statistics Center. I believe as a statistician that policies and projects of the city government must be heavily research-based and data-driven. Statistics are not just figures and numbers for the information of the public. These are important tools that the government should have to ensure the development of the state and its localities. Let me feel this, my entitlement for a moment. I am a product of an institution producing world-renowned scientists and researchers. The UP School of Statistics, being one of the first statistical centers in the Philippines, is a center in statistical teaching. We have produced national statisticians and civil registrar generals. The current one, Dr. Claire Dennis Mapa, was our dean when I first entered UP. The current dean was my coach when I competed in the Philippine Statistics Quiz, representing UP Diliman in the regional and the... This is why I think I have the credibility to defend the integrity of statistics and research. I believe it is high time for the city to have its own research arm so that we can have policies and programs that really reflects our society. I hope that the regular members of this body support me in this endeavor. Before I end this speech, I would like to remind everyone, especially my city youth, the city youth officials and the city youth councilors, that our term may just be temporary, but our legacy will remain for generations to come. Let us not waste opportunities by doing part of our duties. Thank you and good day.
Thank you, Honorable Oliva. Anybody else who would like to avail of the privileged time? Honorable Bailon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presiding Officer. Madam Presiding Officer, Vice Mayor Nene, Mr. Presiding Officer, Vice Mayor Cristobal Cambe, who is in quarantine, to the regular members of this office chamber, my fellow city youth councilors, to all the members of the Secretariat, members of media, viewers on live stream, distinguished guests, good morning. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate, and narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Over the years of my existence, I've always been told that we are traveling on a very long journey of life. Whatever choices we make creates a great impact on the road you're taking or you will be taking. Ever since, I have always been doubtful about the path that I was taking. I was uncertain with the fear that I might not be able to reach my destination, with questions lingering around my head. Is this the right path? Will I be truly happy on this road? What if I couldn't make it? Questions that are equally relevant, questions that consume me and made me lose my track. And then the pandemic happened. With all the time that I got, I finally asked myself once again, am I taking the right direction, or do I even have the sense of direction of the road ahead? These questions are a reflection of a generation that has a lot of uncertainties, frustrations, and worries in the path that we are all taking. A generation that has become doubtful of our future or present careers and future professions. It may be sad to admit that many of us who are part of our generation have finally decided to put an end on their journey with their own hands. As I continue, I would like to share a story that made me want to take up philosophy because this story was created by a philosopher. And the story of the donkey. I would be speaking in Tagalog to tell this story to everyone. And my fellow youth who are listening right now, listen carefully to this story. Merong mag-ama na gustong magbenta ng kanilang donkey who are living in mountains. And because they are living in mountains, they would be going down with their donkey. While walking, a woman saw them. And the woman said, "Foolish is that young man and the father, for they have a donkey, yet they don't ride on it." So they have decided that the boy would ride on the donkey. And while walking down the mountain, a man saw them and said, "Heartless young boy, for he let his father walk, while he enjoys the ride with the donkey." So they have decided to exchange. The father rode the donkey and the boy walked. While walking, a woman saw them again. Heartless is the father, for he lets the boy walk. And they have decided for them to ride the donkey, both. While walking, a group of young men saw them and said, "Heartless people, for they are very heartless kasi yung donkey nahihirapan habang sila yung dalawa." Well, with all the confusions that they have, what shall they do? They ask each other. They have decided to tie up the donkey and throw it in the river. And that ends the story. We may all share the grief and despair of a single youth to end an unfinished journey. But we never admitted that we, as part of the society, have contributed to many killings of dreams. With all the noises and unneeded opinions of people that stirs up confusion, disheartens fiery souls to dream, that only has the desire to lead other people astray of the entitlement that we, as the youth, should enjoy. Many of us, even part of the generation, have never been careful of our voices that should be used to direct others to enjoy the journey. Sadly, a lot has been creating noises to distract others who are striving to keep up and to finish the race. But I have found people have shed the light of my path. I have been confused and feeling lost along the way. But I would like to thank the City Government of Naga for creating this program, the city youth officials. I have learned somehow to get back on my feet and to pursue the journey. I would like to thank my family for their undying support. Thank you to my counterpart, Honorable Joper. Though we did not have a lot of conversations, I have learned by observing. Being a silent writer with a powerful voice that inspired me to be cool, yet powerful. Sir, your blue ballpen corrections on my paper would always be a reminder for me that no matter what, I should always be mindful of small details. For it's one of the most important thing that matters. So, Honorable Joselito, thank you for accommodating us in your office. So, Honorable Uying, thank you for always being available to hear our sentiments and for always being ready to answer our questions to many things that we don't know. To Attorney Miles, thank you for teaching us to be critical and never stop asking until you find the answers that are sufficient. I would never forget the first regular joint session where you were the first counselor to greet me with my privilege speech. And of course, to Honorable Kylie, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for listening to all our rants and sentiments. To my fellow counselors and to the UFI faction, thank you. You have filled my heart with dream. You have filled my heart to dream and to dream even more. To never settle for less despite of all the opinions and bashing of people around. In a world where everyone wants their voices to be heard and wants their opinion to matter, let us help others to be able to reach their goals by giving them what they deserve. And to my fellow youth, listen to the voice that knows the way. Let us not be distracted by what other people says. Together with my fellow ISCO, mga scholar ng bayan, ngayon ay lumalaban. This is Ezra Bailon, entitled to be the ninth City Youth Councilor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Bailon. Anybody else who would like to avail of the privileged time?
Feedback. Anybody?
Honorable Averilla.
Sa ating kagalang-galang na Vice-Alcalde, VM Vice Mayor Cecilia Neneveluz de Asis at sa kanyang City Youth counterpart, Honorable Cristobal Cambe na nakasalukuyang naka-quarantine, sa ating Acting City Youth Vice Mayor at Presiding Officer, Honorable Dane Francian Luis Faurilio, sa mga kagalang-galang na konsehal at mga City Youth counterparts, at sa lahat ng nandito at nanonood ng sesyon na ito, isang mapagpalayang araw sa ating lahat. Sa pagsisimula ng aming termino bilang City Youth Officials, buong puso naming tinanggap ang hamon kaakibat ng restriksyon buhat ng pandemyang ito. Bilang City Youth Councilor, sa 42 araw bilang City Youth Councilor, 18 araw ay nasa quarantine. Isa lamang ito sa mga banta
ng kasalukuyang problema, ngunit buong tapang na hinarap at nilampasan ng aming mga kasamahan sa City Youth Sangguniang at sa buong City Youth officials. Sa loob ng mahigit 2 buwan, ang Sangguniang Panlungsod Office ay isa sa aking mga naging tahanan na tumanggap at nakasaksi sa iba't ibang bagay na aking pinagdaanan. Magmula sa stress, sa paggawa ng mga ordinance at resolutions, sa paghahabol ng mga tambak na academic backlogs, sa pagharap sa mga responsibilidad bilang leader estudyante sa aming universidad, at sa pagpatatag ng aking sarili sa gitna ng mga personal na isyong kinakaharap. Hindi naging madali ang lakbayin na ito, ngunit hindi rin naging gaanong mahirap dahil sa mga taong nakasama at umagapay sa akin. Ang talumpating ito ay hindi na pagbabatikos o pakikibaka. Bagkus ito ay talumpati ng pasasalamat sa lahat ng naging parte ng aming internship. Sa lahat ng mga konsehal ng plenaryong ito, lalo na kina Konsi Oying, Konsi Kylie, Konsi Lito, Konsi Elmer, Konsi Buddy, Konsi Miles, na aming tinitingala at gumabay sa amin sa mga ordinansa at resolusyon na aming ipinapasa at sa paglakbay sa panibagong yugto ng aming istorya bilang mga leader kabataan. Sa aking favorite counterpart, Konsehal Doc Jess Albius, na parang naging ama at nakatatandang kapatid ko na rin dahil sa araw-araw na biroan at bardagulan namin. Ngunit ipinakita sa akin ang kahalagahan ng interaction sa masa bilang totoong kahulugan ng public service. Sa mga amigo, BFF, ate at kuya naming staff sa Sangguniang, especially sa mga staff ng aming opisina, Sir Ray, Ate Fatima, Kuya Jasper, Kuya Lito at Kuya Juman, na ginabayan kami at inalagaan sa loob ng 2 buwan. Sa mga kasamaan ko sa City Youth Sangguniang, VM Cambe, Dane, Averly, Earl, Yano, Chika, Nika, Sophia, Kay, Ezra, Joaquin, Brian, at Sakdona. I couldn't thank you enough for the friendship and the support since day 1 and even since day 0. We may have hurdles and indifferences, but I'm hoping that at the end of the day, we will still find light in all of this. Sa mga kasamahan namin sa CYO Execom, sa pamumuno ni City Youth Mayor Berlinette Montes, marami pa tayong pagdadaanan sa terminong ito, naway hindi maupos ang inyong alab sa pagsilbi sa Nagaen Youth. Sa aking after-work friends, Burl, Cristobal, Jansen, RJ, Earl, Megan, Angela, Kim, Vieta, Joaquin, at sa Big Four ng last quarantine, James, Gail, at AG, maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga advices at suporta, lalo pat kasi kayo ang kasama ko sa mga panahon na depressed ako. Salamat sa mga inuman and everything. At sa lahat, maraming salamat. Hindi ito ang pagtatapos ng aming responsibilidad bilang mga lider kabataan ng syudad ng Naga. Sapagkat alam kong marami pang magagawa ang City Youth Sangguniang 2021 at ang City Youth officials para sa kabataan ng syudad. At sinisiguro namin na lahat ng aming gagawin ay lagit-lagi para sa kabataan at para sa bayan. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat.
Thank you, Honorable Averilla. Anybody else? Honorable Servidad.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Madam Presiding Officer, Mr. Presiding Officer, regular members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, together with the Youth Sangguniang Panlungsod, members of the Secretariat, media, and all who's watching via live streaming, good morning. Additionally, to all the fathers out here, advance Happy Father's Day po. You all are courageous and deserve to celebrate your day as good fathers to your children this coming Sunday. Nonetheless, I have greeted you all a Happy Father's Day this early because this day marks our last session together with you. On the 18th of June, our term of office is about to end. Thus, allow me to thank every one of you who have been part of this precious journey of mine. I strongly believe that this 2-month face-to-face internship has brought more doors of opportunities to me. I have experienced and tried many things that I didn't even know I could. I have improved in various ways. I have gained friends, and most especially, I became more educated. Special mention to all our staffs, Ate Jam, Kuya Ian, Kuya Glenn, Kuya Banjo, plus Kuya Bonic. Thank you for the warm welcome you all gave me. Thank you for guiding me about the routines here in the SP. Thank you for always motivating me. You all have been a big part of my improvement. To the regular members of the Sanggunian, Sir Lito Del Rosario, Sir Oying, thank you for supporting me and my proposed ordinances. Thank you for your suggestions. And of course, to my favorite counselor, Doc Sunny Ranyola. Thank you so much. You have helped me from the very start. Thank you for always supporting my proposed ordinances. Without all your intellect critics and suggestions, I wouldn't have done drafting ordinances I have. To my CYSP family, you guys are the best. All of the critiques and questionings in our sessions have been useful in all the proposed ordinances I have. You guys all gave me real happiness. Thank you for the friendship. To my parents, to my mom, thank you for always being there to wake me up in the morning, and oftentimes you've been there for me starting from my written examination, final interview, and my everyday work as a youth counselor. Lastly, to the SP as a whole, thank you for allowing me to be part of this branch. This experience serves as an eye. I have been more attentive to what really matters and what needs attention first. I have also been more inclined to political matters. To be honest, I didn't pass an ordinance by my name as an author in this 2-month internship, but luckily I did. Of course, with authors. Thank you, Sangguniang Panlungsod ng. This is really a remarkable experience despite the pandemic that we are facing. No other experience can even surpass the surreal experience that I had with you right now. And all of you to have a great day ahead. Thank you very much.
All Servidad. Anybody else would like to avail of the privileged time? Honorable Alferez.
Madam Presiding Officer, Mr. Presiding Officer of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, to Honorable Kylie Tripulca, my counterpart, to the Secretariat, to the media, and to everyone around, good morning. I am beyond grateful to have the opportunity to become part of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. The learnings, knowledge, and experiences I gained are indeed priceless. This once-in-a-lifetime experience brought me to a state wherein I learned how to trust only myself and wisely progress with less words to say, but more actions.
This experience as well puts a mark on me as a psychology student, wherein I was able to empathetically deal with people with different perspectives in life. Now, I realize the concept of Sigmund Freud, that out of my vulnerabilities, there will come my strength. I am grateful to my colleagues who are deeply concerned to the point of putting themselves in my personal matters while I believe it is outside of their work description. Unfortunately, I have nothing to give for your invaluable service. Know that I will take your words with me wherever I go, and will always wish for your progress and success. To my counterpart, Honorable Mary Francine Tripulca, words can't explain how grateful I am for everything you've done for me, for all the support and enlightenment you gave, which I believe makes me a strong person I am not before. Also, I wholeheartedly thank you for being my mentor, for aspirations I believe makes me a strong person. I believe for allowing me to immerse myself into the realms of service, and for helping me achieve all my aspirations, such as my projects and initiatives, to be realized. I am grateful for the trust and confidence you have bestowed upon me. To Honorable Del Castillo, Honorable Rosales, and Honorable Del Rosario, who I secretly admire for their amazing performance in the session, thank you for the inspiration. Above all, I give most of the credit to God for giving me the strength to do my duties and responsibilities for the betterment of the youth. I am beyond proud that my advocacy and proposed plans that I said in my interview were all accomplished and put into action. The internship may end, yet I will continuously work with my coming projects under the CYO program, as well as help and show support to my counterpart in the upcoming projects of the Sangguniang Kabataan Federation. At the same time, to offer my hand in the service to help our very own barangay. Moreover, before this last session, I would like to ask for your support in the ordinance which Honorable Tripulca, Honorable Oliva, and I have proposed. It will be an ordinance creating Naga City Sports Council. We believe that creating this will give more value to sports, to which, without doubt, Nagaños excel. Once again, thank you for the support you give to us. Good day and God bless everyone.
Thank you, Honorable Alvarez, Honorable Ando.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Sa mga miyembro ng konsehong ito, sa aking counterpart na si Councilor Greg Abunal, mga kapwa ko City Youth Councilors, mga kawani ng himpilang ito, mga nanonood sa live, isang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Mahigit isang buwan na makalipas nang ako'y unang magsalita sa harap ninyong lahat bilang walang malay na kabataang sinubok pasukin ng paglilingkod. Ngayon ay tila ba pagtatapos ang kaganapan sa aming huling sesyon kasama ang mga kagalang-galang na miyembro ng konsehong ito. Kagabi lamang ay sinalubong tayo ng isang nakalulungkot na balita na muling isinasailalim ang ating lungsod sa MECQ. Isang balitang buhat ng patuloy na pagtaas ng kaso ng COVID sa ating syudad. Nakangangamba, ngunit patuloy pa rin tayo sa paglilingkod dahil kailangan pa rin magpatuloy. Hindi naging madali ang maikli naming paglilingkod bilang mga City Youth Councilors. Nariyan ang pagsasabay ng pag-aaral at pagtatrabaho, ang pangamba, paninibago, at ang pasulyap-sulyap na home quarantine at swab test. Sa kabila nito ay nagpatuloy pa rin tayo. Dito ko nakita ang tunay na paninindigan ng bawat isa sa atin. Ang bawat ordinansa at resolusyon ay may mga kaakibat palang responsibilidad na ito'y ipaglaban at isulong. Dito ko natutuhan na hindi lahat ng ideya ay maaari nating gawing realidad. Kailangan pa ng maraming pag-aaral at pag-uusisa. Hindi pala madali ang maglingkod sa bayan. Hayaan ninyong gamitin ko ang oras na ito upang magpasalamat. Una sa aking counterpart na si Sir Greggy, na kahit limitado lamang ang naging pag-uusap natin, ay marami pa rin akong natutunan sa napakarami kong nakita at narinig sa bawat committee hearing na talaga namang kaala-alala. Ika nga nila ay with age comes wisdom, pero parang sa iyo ay pating kagapuhan. Buhay na patunay nito. Sa mga miyembro ng konseho na patuloy lang ang pagsuporta at pagtuturo sa amin ng mga pasikot-sikot ng pagiging isang lingkod bayan. Kahit anong kulit at ingay ng inyong mga counterpart ay hindi kayo nagdalawang isip na kupkupin kami. Sa aking mga kasamahan sa City Youth Sangguniang Panlungsod, nakasama kong mga pa sa sistema, gusto kong sabihin sa inyo na bawat isa sa inyo ay may kanya-kanyang kalakasan na dapat ipagmalaki at linangin. Na kayo ang mga nakasabay ko sa paglilingkod sa kabataan. Siguro nga, hindi lang mga kaibigan ang nahanap ko sa karanasang ito. Sabi ko nga nung una kong talumpati, isang karangalan ang makatrabaho kayo. Totoong naging mahirap ang daan at marami ang natutuhan. Habang buhay kong dadalhin ang mga aral na ito at patuloy lamang sa laban. Maraming salamat, pagpalain sana tayo ng Diyos at muli magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Honorable Ando. Honorable Garcia.
Hello. Madam Presiding Officer, Vice Mayor, and Mr. Presiding Officer, Honorable Faurilio, to the members of this chamber, to my co-city youth councilors, to Sec Donna. Good morning, everyone. In a few days, we will be ending our 45-day internship, and I would like to use this avenue to share a few words of gratitude and reflections. I joined the city youth officials aiming for personal growth. But as I embark on this journey, I did not only grow personally, but grew with the people who fought for their principles and stood by their words. As a young professional, it is inspiring to work with this group of young people. It is humbling that even with the experiences that I had throughout my student leadership days and my early career experiences in public service, I have yet to learn more from every one of you who offer constructive suggestions and new ideas. This realization of mine made me more open to responsibilities that we can learn from each other to under stressful circumstances, and that as always, there are more things to consider if we look deeper. It was particularly challenging for me to balance my time with my work in the National Youth Commission and my role here in the City Youth Officials. With this hardship of knowledge of being able to serve the youth on the national, still serve the youth of our, as the saying goes, think globally, act. In my experience, it would be to serve both nationally and locally. While finding a hard time making sense of what's happening in the world today. With all the personal problems we are facing, we pressure ourselves and try knowing what we can learn from all of this event. In our case, trying to share what we've learned so far in this program. I've never quite grasped the enormity of youth representative, especially in these troubling times of the pandemic and other societal uncertainties. As a COVID-19 survivor, it is also frustrating to try to find meaning in being infected with a virus that has killed millions around the world. I cannot really say that there is a deeper meaning in all this, and it would be too self. But we can, however, be for and in our thought and actions. As cliche as it may be, but maybe the real meaning were the friendships and connections we made along. I may not be able to make an inspiring lesson, a story from my experiences, but the people I've come to know, I've come to work with, and I've come to serve will always be a part of who I am and the kind of civil service servant I have become and hope to be. There might be disagreements and compromises to be done, but that is all part of any democratic process and a healthy relationship with everyone in the community.
Most importantly, that at the end of the day, it is not just about me, people around me as well. Our actions cause ripples that affects others. And being part of the city youth officials, realize that our words and actions are not only affecting us, but the whole city as well. I want to thank my councilor counterpart, Cap Dodit Bal, me throughout this city youth officials journey for opening doors and allowing me to meet people. To and Sec Donna for being there from day zero of this program. To my Pinky Sir family, thank you for always being there. As well as the other members of this chamber and guiding us all. Even after this 45 days of internship, we still have a year to look forward to experiences. I would like to end this quote from the late Secretary Jesse Robredo, that the most important ingredient is character. Thank you.
Paul Garcia, Honorable Chica.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. To our Honorable Mayor Nene de Asis, Honorable members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, City Youth, viewers in the live stream, a greetings of peace and solidarity. Sa aldaw na ini, iyo po ang death anniversary kan sa kuyang Papa Ulang o Lolo. Nakaparehong lalawgon kay Councilor Buddy. Sarap po siya sa may pinakadakulang impluensya sa kuya pag-abot sa pagserbis sa kuyang kapwa. Saro sa bagay na itinukdokan sa iyang pagkawara, iyo ang pag-apresyar kan kada oras na ugwa kita sa satuyang mga Ang sa iyang mga hero na paulit-ulit na sa kuyang nagpapagirumdum, napukawon ang kalayo ng pagserbis sa kuyang daghan. Sa mga oras na ini, aram ko na siya proud sa kuya habang tigdudungaw ako'y di sa baba. Kun kaya, hayaan po nindo ako na pasalamatan kamo sa dakulaon na oportunidad nindo sa samuya. Sa halos duwang City Youth Councilor, sa kuyang namin sa pagpadangat sa pagserbi kan mga serbador, sa mga staff kan kada departamento, lalo na kan Sangguniang. Salamat po sa pag-asikaso asin pagtabang sa samuya, pag-abot sa samuyang mga kaipuhan. Sa tuyang alkalde, asin sa mga miyembro kan sanggunian, saludo po ako sa indong pambihirang aksyon, asin sakripisyo para sa satuyang syudad. Salamat po sa pag-alalay asin daing sawang pagsuporta sa muya bilang sa indong mga counterpart. Sa kuyang counterpart, Dade Elms, asin sa iyang mga staff, salamat po sa pag-spoiled sa kuya. Bako lang pag-abot sa kakanon asin pagpirmakan sa kuyang OB, kundi pati na din sa pag-ataman sa ko bilang parte kang sa indong pamilya asin pagpamati sa kuya kan solid nindong pagpadangat. Sa kuyang nung nakapwa City Youth officials, aram ko na sa lipot na panahon na kita nagkairibahan, dakol na tulos ang satuyang pinag-aragian. Sa kada ganap, asin kada saro sa tuya, ugwa kitang mga bagay na nanudan. Di kuman may kaag ang tamang tataramon para makumparaan sa tuyang nabuo. Nagtutubod man diraray ako, na mas naglataw ang mga ngirit asin pusngak na nabuo sa tuyang mga nguso. Araw kang karabaw, sa kuyang papaulang, na pirmi kong sinasakayan kan ako hubin pa. Kita mga City Youth official, harayo asin dakol pa ang mahahaman, daw na kita maparayo sa mga taong sa tuya nagtataman as sinaghaman kan sa tuyang pagkakakilanlan. Muli, ako po si Marinel May M. Chica, proud City Youth counterpart ni Honorable Elmer Baldimoro. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chica. Honorable Berlon.
To our Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer, Honorable Cecilia Veluz de Asis, City Youth Presiding Officer, Honorable Dane Franchan Aurelio, members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, my colleagues, staff, and guests. Joining City was one of my plans to combat my health issues last March. Participating was done on a whim, a few days of sickness, one full body massage, and one hospital incident after. I was hoping that face-to-face interactions would heal me and return my body's schedule and capability back to the way it was before. It was a good plan, one that worked for the first month of internship. However, circumstances of the day have its own fangs. In almost 45 days of stay, we battled 3 waves of quarantine and 2 swab testings, 3 for some. We even rescheduled some of our major events because of COVID-19 threat. And now that we are on MECQ, changes for the initial plan of our Pride Month activities will surely also be under. Whatever effort everyone exerts pre-pandemic is half of what everyone exerts now. We understand. We took this challenge the moment we put our names on the CYO application form, and I think we'll always be proud that we survived and were able to do well in our internship despite the threat. We'll continue to do well for the rest of our term. The youth, again, as I have said in my first privilege speech, will not stay young. In one way or another, they'll have to fit in society and face the very same system that has, for generations, oppressed and shackled many because of subtle traces of problematic issues which are mostly historically rooted that affect the present in ways more than one. I am glad that the projects of CYO for the year acknowledges that what the youth needs to survive is a preparation for the future. Our activities are made to be mediums for the youth to grow, learn, and as early as now, spot ways to circumvent around the harsh system. They prepare the youth to think of how to cross the bridge when we get there, especially when it's susceptible enough to be broken because of circumstances. This will not be possible without the help and cooperation of all the 48 youth officials and the guidance of our counterparts. Allow me then to use this time to give gratitude to my counterpart, my favorite councilor, Honorable Vidal P. Castillo, for the undying support and care that he has shown me. Thank you for the 2K and your constant love advices. The same goes for Ate Bern, Ate Franz, Ate Din, Kuya Mark, and Kuya James, who looked after me since day one. Thank you. To my fellow city youth officials who never faltered, who were never swayed by fear, who worked hard to make our internship worthwhile, thank you. To all the members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod who willingly helped and guided us in making our ordinances and resolutions, thank you. I hope that before our term ends, if not done, the bridge that the youth has to cross is repaired enough to the point that they won't find it hard to reach the next stop. We are laying the general foundation, and I fervently hope that our next activities would be able to produce results commendable enough, productive enough despite the circumstances, to reinforce the foundation and make a path. We'll make sure that we constantly hold on to the promise that no youth will be left behind. With all of this said, thank you, and it was nice working with you.
Thank you, Honorable Berlon. Honorable Broso.
To my colleagues, the member of Sangguniang Panlungsod, and to our Madam Presiding Officer, Honorable Cecilia Veluz de Asis, and to our Acting City Youth Vice Mayor, Honorable Faurilio, a pleasant morning to all of you. A quote from Lao Tzu says that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
And being a city youth official was the step that led me 1,000 miles away from where I was before. Allow me to share some of my experiences and reflections throughout this journey. I had a hard time balancing my time for work here in the City Hall and complying with all of my requirements in school. We experienced being in quarantine 3 times, and fortunately, I tested negative to all of the tests that happened. As our 45-day internship comes to an end, I would like to take this opportunity became part of this journey. Thank you, Ate Danica and Ate Joy, the staffs of Sir Buddy who warmly welcomed me and guided me throughout my stay inside our office. Thank you to all of the city councilors who guided us on our 45-day internship. Thank you to my favorite councilor, my counterpart, Opo Buddy, Honorable Salvador M. Del Castillo, for setting an example on being right use and for the support and care you have given me. Thank you for sponsoring and helping me make my ordinance. The conversations with you after our sessions and we miss. I will remember you as someone who knows how to stand up for himself and to fight regardless of what other. I'm proud and grateful that I was once a counterpart of the Honorable Salvador M. Thank you to the 48 city youth officials who made this experience more enjoyable and memorable. To my SB family, a warmest gratitude to all of you. And I wouldn't done all of this support. I gained new friends that became my family in this 45-day internship. The steps I took was unsteady, crucial, and cautious, but it led me to a path where I know I truly belong. Thank you for the most memorable 45 days of my life. Once again, a pleasant morning to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Broso. Honorable Escoto.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. My greetings to Madam Presiding Officer, Honorable Vice Mayor Nene Diasis, to the Acting City Youth Presiding Officer, Honorable Faurilio, to our Sangguniang Panlungsod regular members, especially to my counterpart, Honorable Lito de Rosario, and to my fellow City Youth Councilors, the members of the media, Secretariat, and to our dear viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We have come to the end of the City Youth Officials 2021 internship, and this will be the last joint session of the City Youth Officials and the regular members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. On my first day as a CYO, I was hopeful at the same time excited that I will have first-hand experience working in the government, contribute ideas to drive change, transform advocacies to realities, and be a representation of the youth sector. In this country where expressing dissent and criticisms are considered terrorism, where the presence of a progressive and productive people intimidates the incompetent, the dreadful question of ano ang ambag mo is always raised just to shut off the argument. We often experience this as a youth, but I believe the City Government of Naga is doing a good job on representing the youth through the active involvement of the Sangguniang Kabataan as well as the city youth officials, which are great avenues to show that the youth can have their ambag to our nation. Becoming a city youth official has gained me a perspective on the laborious government and administration and policy making. It improved my leadership to be more compassionate. It equipped me for my professional life and expanded my career options as I am a graduating student. Through the CYO, the values of Robredo's legacy have been and will be forever stuck in me, which is to be matapat, mahusay at matino, and if I may add, at may pagpapakumbaba. Again, I would like to thank Honorable Kylie Trepulca for organizing this year's CYO, all the members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, the Secretariat, the staff who have welcomed us and supervised us on each session and committee hearing and encouraged us to voice our sentiments. At the same time, I would like to take this opportunity to express my utmost gratitude, appreciation, and respect to my city councilor counterpart, Honorable Joselito S.A. de Lasario, for guiding me through my journey as a city youth councilor, for letting me immerse to the situation of the general public and teaching me how to respond to their needs through proper channels. And most of all, for giving high regard to my opinions and stances. Through our collaboration, we have produced various ordinances as well as resolutions that I believe will create a long-lasting impact for Negueños and future generations. I am greatly honored to be part of this and to be a counterpart of Kagawad Lito. At the same time, I would like to thank the former CY councilor, my sister, Audrey Escoto, who encouraged me to submit my application for CYO. My proud parents and family for their love, support, and understanding in all of my endeavors. Special mention to my mom, who became my wardrobe stylist. As such, her efforts to search for a nice outfit for me every day for work. And of course, to my fellow CY councilors, Honorable Oliva, Honorable Bailon, Honorable Faurilio, who have been my companions ever since the start and who have been my constants in brainstorming ordinances and resolutions, as well as their counterparts, Honorable Arroyo, Honorable Perez, Honorable Rosales. Of course, for sponsoring our ordinances. And to add, Honorable Tripulca, Honorable Alferez for the friendship, as well as for the unending support of Honorable Baldemore to me. With that, I believe this must not be an end, but rather a start of a greater challenge to the youth leaders to create policies and projects that are quality, sustainable, and mass-oriented. The youth is still the hope of the nation. So let's not forget to register and vote for the 2022 national elections. For the youth sector, let us give importance to what we have learned in school while being prudent in national issues, since this will keep us grounded and these are integral in understanding our role in nation building, in our intention of serving the nation and our people. This has been the second City Youth Councilor, Averly Jel A. Escoto, isang scholar ng bayan, giving importance to honor before excellence. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Escoto. May I request the Honorable Escoto to take over my post, for I would like to deliver my privileged speech.
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer.
It's my privilege.
Pagtaong galang sa satuyang Vice Mayor, Honorable Cecilia Veluz de Asis, asin sa iyang counterpart na nasa quarantine ngunyan, Honorable Cristobal Cambe, sa miyembros kang Sangguniang Panlungsod, lalo na sa kuyang counterpart, Honorable Uying Rosales, sa mga kapwa ko CYOs, asin sa gabos na Negueños, maray na aga po. Ang syudad ni Naga, pinakanabisto, bako dahil sa magagayon o magagayang mga tanawon, bako dahil kita ang pinakamayaman na syudad, o bako dahil kita ang pinakamauswag na syudad. An igwa kita, iyo ang Negueño. Kita na sa sarong gobyernong binibisto ang mga Negueño bilang sentro asin importanteng elemento kan maugmang lugar. Kung sa to pong babasaw ng satuyang mission statement, to make Negueños happy and proud of their city, buot sabihon, ang kada saro sa sarong instrumento, asin may dakulang responsibilidad sa pagpapamarhay, asin pagpapauswag kan sa tuyang syudad, asin sa buhay ng mga kapwa Negueño. Iniinaapod na people-centered development na mahihiling sa mga polisiya asin mga programang nagmukna kan sa tong gobyerno lokal, namukna kan sa tuyang gobyerno lokal sa mga nakaaging taon. Arogan People Empowerment Ordinance na nagbisto asin nag-organisa sa Naga City People's Council bilang katuwang kang syudad sa pagmukna o pagpapanday ng pusog ng mga polisiyang nakaangkla sa konkretong sitwasyon kan mga Negueño. Sarong importanteng lakdang sa participatory governance. An IGov Ordinance na nag-introducir ng pioneering innovation kan syudad ang Naga City Citizens Charter bilang saro sa mga elemento nin silag na paggobyernar. Ang city youth officials na naghulma sa kadakol na hovenes kan syudad na maging handa sa serbisyo publiko. Katakod ka ini sa samong huring joint session bilang sarong espuerso sa pagpapadagos na pagpapapusog kang marhay na paggobyernar sa maugmang lugar. Ako, kaiba si Konsehal Oliva, as in Konsehal Chica, sponsored kan sa kuyang counterpart, Honorable Rosales. Nagsurat ng ordinansang nagpapapusog sa implementasyon kang Anti-Red Tape Act, as in kan Ease of Doing Business Act sa lokal na level, or an ordinance adopting and or localizing the implementation of RA 11032, otherwise known as the Ease of Doing Business Act. Ini sa pagtubod na ang integridad, honesto, as in silag na government, silag na serbisyo publiko nakatakod sa epektibong mekanismong may obhetong maiwasan ang korupsyon na dara nin birokrasya sa paagi ng pagpaparikas as in pagpapasimple kan mga transaksyon as in iba pang proseso sa gobyerno. Bago ko tapusin ang sakuyang speech, buot kong magpasalamat sa mga kapwa ko CYO, sa mga amigo-amigang nabuo ko igdi sa CYO, sa mga empleyado kan City Hall, lalo-lalo na sina Kuya Islao, Kuya Ingo, Kuya Anong, and Ate Hazel. Sa mga nakaibahan ko igdi sa, lalo-lalo na sa SP, CYO, nanudan ko magdangog, as in ipaglaban ang sakuyang prinsipyo. Sa Executive Committee kan CYO sa pamamayo ni Honorable Kylie Tripulca, sa pagbuka kan oportunidad na ini sa tao ng pandemya. As in sa sakuyang counterpart na tugang ko Honorable Oying Rosales, sa pagtaong giya as in dako lang suporta, bako lang sako, pero sa kapwa ko City Youth Councilors, sa consultation sessions sa laog ng 2 bulan. Ang maging parte ng 48 na miyembro ng City Youth Officials, sarong dakulang onra, as in sarong magabat na responsibilidad, na sa hiling ko dahi ko makakaya kung bako sa indong tabang as in suporta. Kung igwaman akong nanudan sa pagpinir ko igdi sa City Hall, iyo na siring sa nagsasaring-sing na poon kang masarig na puno ning nara, ang simbolo kan syudad ni Naga. Ako bukas pa sa dakol na oportunidad as in oportunidad ng pagkanood as in pagsirbi sa iba. Ako namuklat sa katotoohan as in sakit sa pagtrabaho sa gobyerno, as in sa serbisyo publiko. CYO 2021, kita parte na ng istorya as in legasiya kan sa tong padangat na syudad. Lugod ang sa tuyang eksperyensya as in mga adal na nanudan, magsirbing giya as in motibasyon sa mga dala na sa tuyang tatahakon. Ang totoong buhay nagpupuon sa luwas kan City Hall, sa luwas kan CYO, maging handa lugod kita nakahampangon ang angat kan realidad. Realidad kan sa tuyang sosyedad, aruging pagtios. As in maging bukas sa pagsirbi sa iba. Para sa Diyos at bayan, Diyos mabalas po. The City Youth Vice Mayor, Honorable Cristobal Cambe, would like to convey a short message to read as follows. To the regular members of the 13th Sangguniang Panlungsod, I am in sorrow not to deliver this speech in front of you today, but please know that I, together with my City Youth Councilors, are thankful for the warmest welcome you have given us as your counterpart. We are blessed to be with you in this. We are blessed to be with you in this sacred session hall, participating in the sessions of this august chamber. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude most especially to my counterpart, City Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer, Honorable Cecilia Veluz de Asis, for her wisdom, guidance, love, and support to me, and to the rest of the City Youth officials. Especially to the City Youth Sangguniang Panlungsod. Day po ning katumbas na material na bagay, ang gabos na mga eksperyensyang naguno mi sa laog kan sa muyang internship. VM Nene, I will miss being with you at the rostrum. I will miss banging the gavel, and lastly, I will surely miss the Vice Mayor's office. Let me also the most kind Sec. Gil de la Torre and the rest of the SP Secretariat who never failed to guide and help us, especially during our CYSP sessions, staff of Madam Kylie Tripulca. Lastly, accommodating staff of VM Nene. Let me name few, Sir Noel, Sir Arnel, Sir Ceres, Sir Alvin, and most especially, Sir JP. Diyos po ang magbalos sa Indogabos.
Thank you, Honorable Faurelio. I am now the post to Honorable Faurelio.
Okay, let's break for a while. It's already 11:05. Break. Nah, pagsasabihan na sila, magkaraka na.